In Afrika commemorates the 60th anniversary since the formation of the Organization of African Unity.
My name is Ashley on my channel, Ashley in Africa. I share my experience of moving, living, and doing business here on the continent of Africa. I'm also the founder and creator of the Africa Investors Academy, a community of like-minded entrepreneurs and investors who are building businesses or aspiring to build their business and do business and invest here on the continent of Africa. It has been, a beautiful ride, and we've been busy. So we're making plans to be in Zanzibar this August. If you are not currently registered, please register because we're selling out fast. I don't think we have many slots left. And then for those that can't make it to Zanzibar and want to join the community, I think it's great for people specifically that are doing business or that are entrepreneurial and know and see and understand the promise of what Africa has to offer. That's what I do. But who I am, essentially is a divine feminine. I'm a mother. I'm a woman living on the continent of Africa. I'm a person that is being, in tune with my dreams, my desires, that is living those out every day. And that gets to do that, with an immense amount of gratitude and awareness. And so how did I do that, right? How did I retire from corporate America at 36 and get to live this life? I'm going to share that in this video. So if this content resonates with you, please be sure before we jump in to subscribe to the channel, like this, and share it with someone else who would find value in it as well. So I had a great life in the US. I was a top earner in the top 10% income earners, 6-figure income. I drove a $60,000 car, lived in a $500,000 home. I went to all the exclusive events, wore designer bags, jewelry, all the things, right? But it still wasn't fulfilling. Privately, I was dealing in an abusive relationship with myself, my partner, my mother, and I was a functioning, anxious, depressed woman in America. And it was a lot. I was at one point caring for my toddler and my then 8-year-old, but I was crying every day for months at end. I went into therapy, and this is something I'm really, really passionate about because so many women feel the same way that I felt, are feeling the way that I felt. And I know it because I talk to women every day. I talk to moms, wives, entrepreneurs, high-performing women that have an interest in making this move, and we're still dealing with it today. And then so many of my friends, that I love so dearly are still dealing with this. And it's not an easy thing to deal with, right? It's really, really not, but there is a way out, right? There is another side to what this looks like and what this could look like for us. And I started to journal. I started to surrender. I started meditating. I was deep in prayer. I was fasting without even knowing I was fasting. I was doing these things to gain clarity around what was next for me. I'd already made some really impactful moves and, deciding to not go back to work, especially the world was shut down. So I was like, I'm not going to go back into full-time work. I had removed myself from one relationship by default. I had, we were all kind of insulated into our core families. And for me, that was my two daughters. And, I had so much time to strategize and to plan in that moment. And I'd always wanted to live abroad. I'd always, played around with entrepreneurship, sold businesses, consulted and then got hired by clients. And, the best part was I had put things in place that allowed me to take a break, right? So I, years before it entered into the relationship that I was in, had some really challenging issues with money, relationship issues with money, things that I was taught about money. And so I invested a lot of time and money into teaching myself about investment, about tax planning, estate planning, insurance, and all these things that we're essentially not taught in schools, aren't often taught in our family. And then, that's where I learned that, I need to have some things in place. And so around the age of 30, I invested in insurance policies that allowed me to take time off after being diagnosed as with intense anxiety and depression. And once I had that cushion, I knew I was good. I knew I was good. And so I somewhat went out on a sabbatical. And that is how I ended up in Tanzania for a year and then again another year to restore and reset. And I then removed myself from another environment.
Welcome to the channel. It's Ashley. On my channel, Ashley in Africa, we talk about my experience moving, living, and doing business here on the continent. I share my experience of love, motherhood, and entrepreneurship. And for the first time ever, we're going to hear from my oldest daughter, Sanaya.
Hi.
Z, introduce yourself.
I'm Sanaya, and I'm living my best life.
Hey. Why are you living your best life?
Because I get to travel to other places.
Okay, so first things first. We are currently in South Africa at the Mall of Africa, having a lunch before we go to the movies.
Yeah.
And Sanaya just wants to talk about her first impressions of South Africa as an 11-year-old young Black girl born in America, living in Tanzania, Africa for the last 2 years. And Penelope is over here. She would like to commentate. So maybe we'll get her feedback later. But for now, we just want to give Sanaya the floor. And so back to you living your best life. You're living your best life. Why?
Because I get to travel to different places around the world.
Mm-hmm.
I get to experience things that not a lot of people can experience.
Like what?
Like moving to a new continent, and moving to a new continent and starting a new life.
Mm-hmm.
Like a new school and stuff. Basically, just travel.
Where's been your favorite place to travel? And speak up because the music in the background.
Okay, my favorite place to travel so far would actually be Tanzania.
Okay. Where in Tanzania? Because we've been to a lot of places. And you don't need one place, but you can name all of your favorites.
Yeah. So my favorite place is Dar es Salaam, Tanzania.
Mm-hmm.
Because all my family and friends, not all my family, but some of my family lives there.
Okay.
And friends.
Okay. What was great about Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, outside of family and friends? About things to do for kids or school, The food.
The food was good. Like wherever you went, you'd always see like restaurants for like Swahili food,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like really good.
Okay. What was the thing that you enjoyed the least?
The bugs. I don't like the bugs.
Okay. But you adapted really well to the bugs. A little bit better than me, I think.
Yeah.
If parents were thinking about it and they're like, my kid's not going to adapt, they're not going to like it, it's going to be too much of a change for them, they're not going to make friends, they're not going to like it, I'm not going to move until my kids get older, what would you tell the parents?
I told them that maybe you just need to stop being a little bit negative and maybe use some of the law of attraction, if they know what that is.
And what is that?
A law of attraction is when you think about something in a positive way, and then if you think more about it or like write it down, it'll come to you.
Okay.
Like attracting something that you want.
Well, there it is. Law of attraction. So if it's something you want to do, then do it.
Yeah.
Don't think about what could go wrong. Think about what you want to happen, which is what will go right.
Yeah.
Is that about what you mean?
Yeah, that's what I think.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that, Z. This was a great interview. You did a great job.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of myself too.
We don't work towards the goal, we work from the goal. Set the goal, believe the goal, and then do something every day to achieve that goal.
In Afrika, channeling wealth to good use.